But the guy who replaced Roy Williams at Kansas is part of our next topic, topic number 5, our 5th topic about NCAA basketball tonight. That's Bill Self, the head coach at Kansas. He has now a contract at Kansas where he's going to be the head coach in perpetuity. He's going to be there forever. What do you think of this contract, Brandon?
I mean, first off, as a coach, I want a contract like that where it's just a lifetime contract. But secondly, I think it's one of those things where I still think they could fire him tomorrow if he made a mistake. So it's like one of those things where we've talked about it on this show where they'll still can you as fast as they're telling you they got a lifetime contract for you. But it is one of those things where I think, wow, I was really shocked. And this is the topic that I picked because I was like, a lifetime contract? Like, this is amazing. This is like newsworthy. And don't get me wrong, Bill Self is a really good coach. He's done a really good job at Kansas. He's produced a lot of good talent, produced a lot of NBA talent that's gone on and done great in the NBA. And they've made runs in the tournament. And he's done a good job at Kansas. But I'm just still shocked to see him get a lifetime contract. And honestly, Kansas coming off the Les Miles debacle, where, they really didn't do their, I guess, due diligence and do enough digging. It's one of those things where, are they making another mistake? Just go ahead and committing to somebody this long term, even though he's had success there. He's been a good coach. He's kept a clean nose. He's brought no bad news to the university. So I think this is he's a great coach for the program, but maybe lock him up for another 4 or 5 years. So I'm just shocked to see a lifetime contract. So is this like, if he's like 96 and he still wants to coach, is he still going to have a right to be on the sideline, or when do they decide to move him out? I'd argue to be like, if Kansas goes, doesn't win a game next season, that they quickly be like, yeah, Bill, I think your lifetime's over at this point. But it's one of those things where, this is kind of newsworthy and kind of exciting and kind of funny, to be honest. I thought it was funny too. Like a lifetime contract. It's the first time I've ever seen this. So, kind of exciting.
Yeah, you know what? You talked about how the Les Miles situation might have, had them think twice about giving Bill Self this contract, but it might have had the opposite effect. If you have a guy in Bill Self who's been there 18 years now, I believe, been very successful. He has over 700 wins. He's only 58. He's done an impeccable job. They have a ton of guys in the NBA, like you mentioned, Joel Embiid, Andrew Wiggins, a local guy, Wayne Selden from Boston, still kicking around in the NBA and in the G League. He's had a ton of success putting guys in the NBA, but also being successful on the court. Hasn't won a national title, but they could still get there. No, he did win a national title. I'm sorry. He did win a national title with Kansas in 2008. He's been very successful. Like you mentioned, he's been there 18 years and hasn't really had a problem off the court. So when you have a Les Miles, where now the football program at Kansas just seems to be in chaos. Don't forget that, what was it, 10 years ago, Charlie Weiss was the head coach. He was horrible. They were paying him for like 5 years after. I mean, I've never seen somebody make money from schools he wasn't coaching at more than I've seen Charlie Weiss. But, you have that. Then you have this Les Miles thing. So the football program is all whacked out. And now you might want to just create this stability with the basketball program and say to their alumni, well, at least the basketball program's in good hands for a long time because we got Bill Self locked up for this long. I'm sure the contract has different stipulations to it. If something happens with Bill Self, where especially off, the court, where if he does something, I don't even want to get into some of the things that, some coaches have gotten into, but I'm sure there are ways for them to get out of it, clauses that they can cancel his contract. But I do think this is almost more like we're going to bring stability to this campus because of what's going on with the football program. And they've seen his success, and this school knows him so well now that I think it'd be hard to find something going on behind the scenes that they don't already know about. And he's done a great job. So I also think we just talked about Roy Williams. You see Roy Williams leaving Kansas to go to his dream job in North Carolina. Now, Self is from Oklahoma, so that's, going from Kansas to Oklahoma is sort of a step down almost in men's college basketball. So I don't think he would do that, but you don't want to see him leave. So, like you did Roy Williams. So I think that's probably in the back of their minds as well. So I think this is probably a good move for Kansas. But again, like you said, if he's 90, do we have, a Joe Paterno situation? Not what the bigger thing that happened there, but just, being in his 80s and not knowing what's going on the sideline. That is an interesting question. I don't think that'll happen, but that's a pretty good point by you.
I like your sales pitch to the boosters. So the boosters come in and they're like, man, what is going on with this football program? And they're like, hey, we just gave Bill Self a lifetime contract. What do you think about that? Just like smoke and mirrors, throw them off everything.
Nothing to see.
Throw them off everything. You don't see anything here. There's nothing to see.
Yeah,
the basketball program's stable. That's all you need to know. Keep that money coming on in.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, I like that sales pitch a lot. I think that's a good call.